When I woke up, I found my alien housekeeper holding me. Her explanation surprised me. He blinked, trying to focus, and found himself lying in a chair that wasn't his bed. A strange weight held him up, but it wasn't uncomfortable. It was firm and warm, almost protective. Looking around, his gaze fell on Lyra. She was unlike anything he had ever seen. Her skin shimmered faintly under the light, a soft gradient of blue and green, and her multiple eyes reflected both intelligence and calmness. Her hands, delicate, almost translucent, supported his shoulders, making sure he didn't fall. Lyra, Ethan's voice was hoarse. He sat up slowly, trying to make sense of the scene. What's happening? Lyra's head tilted slightly. You fainted, she said softly, her voice melodic but precise. The energy surge in your home triggered a sudden collapse. I caught you before you could fall. Ethan frowned. Energy surge? What are you talking about? Lyra gestured toward the devices around him. His home, normally buzzing with life from lights, screens, and the soft hum of machines, was eerily silent. His coffee machine, which had been programmed to start brewing hours ago, sat idle. Even his small drone, usually hovering near the ceiling, rested lifelessly in the corner. You saved me, Ethan whispered, realizing the weight of what just happened. His heart raced. Normally, humans relied on emergency signals and medical bots, but Lyra had acted on her own. I am programmed to ensure your safety, Lyra replied. But there was something in her tone, something almost personal, that made Ethan pause. He tried to stand but felt dizzy. Lyra immediately stepped closer, steadying him. Don't move too fast, she advised. You need a moment to regain your strength. Ethan took a deep breath. The world felt different somehow, quieter, slower, and strangely heavier. The weight of his collapse and the mystery of his silent home pressed on him. Yet, there was also a strange sense of trust he felt toward Lyra. Despite being an alien caretaker, she seemed genuine, almost human in her care. Why is everything off? Ethan asked, pointing to his lifeless home. The lights, the coffee machine, even my terminal. Lyra's many eyes blinked in unison. The surge affected all electronic devices within this area. It is temporary. Your systems will return to normal shortly. But no one told me about a surge, Ethan muttered, confusion mixing with concern. He looked at Lyra again. How did you even know what to do? Her gaze softened. I am designed to monitor and protect humans. When your vital signs indicated danger, I responded immediately. Human reflexes are slower than mine. Ethan's mind was racing. The quiet of the room, the strange shimmer of Lyra's skin, the fact that every electronic device had stopped working, it all felt unreal. He could hardly imagine what would have happened if she hadn't been there. He took a deep breath and tried to stand again, gripping the chair for support. Lyra stayed close, her hands hovering nearby, ready to catch him if he fell. Slowly, he steadied himself. Thank you, he said genuinely. I don't know what I would have done. Lyra nodded. You would have survived eventually, but the risk was unnecessary. Ethan looked at her, curiosity replacing the initial fear. Lyra, why are you here? I mean, you've been my housekeeper for months, but he hesitated, trying to find the right words. You've never done this before. Why now? Lyra paused, as if weighing her answer. I am programmed to adapt to the needs of those I protect. The situation demanded immediate intervention. My actions reflect priorities, not emotion. Ethan frowned, sensing that there was more than she was saying. You don't have to hide it from me, he said cautiously. I can handle the truth. Lyra's eyes blinked rapidly, a gesture that seemed almost thoughtful. Very well. You are stronger than most humans I observe. I sense that you would comprehend the unusual events better than others. My decision was based on calculated judgment. Ethan swallowed. So this wasn't just about saving me, partially, she admitted, but also about ensuring that certain knowledge remains with you. Ethan's eyebrows shot up. Knowledge? What kind of knowledge? Lyra's voice lowered slightly. Something that your civilization has created without realizing its significance. A device hidden within your home, activated in a way that could have alerted others, entities not bound by human law or understanding. Ethan shook his head. I don't understand. You will, Lyra said, a hint of anticipation in her voice. But first you must rest. Your mind and body are fragile after the collapse. We will discuss the details once you are recovered. Ethan nodded slowly, realizing there was no point in arguing. Instead, he sank back into the chair, letting Lyra's presence calm him. Her hand stayed near him, gentle yet steady, as if assuring him that he was safe. Minutes passed. The soft glow of the room shifted as the sun outside rose higher in the sky, casting gentle shadows across the floor. Ethan's thoughts swirled in a mixture of fear, wonder, and curiosity. Who, or what, was monitoring humans? And why had he been chosen in some way to witness it? Lyra finally spoke, her voice breaking the silence. Humans are remarkable. Your ability to create, adapt, and endure surpasses many expectations, even those of my species. That is why I intervened personally. Ethan blinked. Wait, you said your species. You mean there are more like you? Yes, Lyra confirmed. I am one of many observers. Our mission is to watch, to protect, and occasionally guide, but direct intervention is rare. You warranted it. Ethan's mind raced. He had always believed humans were just one among many, striving in the vast universe. But to hear an alien admit that humans had caught the attention of other species, it felt incredible, almost unreal. Why me? He asked softly. Out of all the humans, why now? Lyra's eyes softened, reflecting a mixture of calculation and curiosity. Because you embody qualities that are essential for survival and understanding. Ingenuity, resilience, empathy, and a mind capable of reasoning beyond immediate perception. You are unusual among humans. Ethan's heart pounded. It was flattering, terrifying, and confusing all at once. He wanted to ask more, but exhaustion weighed heavily on him. Lyra seemed to understand. She gestured toward a recliner nearby, softly padded, perfect for resting. Please, she said, allow your body to recover. The events ahead require your mind to be alert. Ethan hesitated for only a moment, then allowed himself to settle. As he closed his eyes, he couldn't shake the feeling that this was the beginning of something far larger than himself, something that would challenge everything he knew about humanity, the universe, and his place within it. Lyra remained by his side, vigilant yet quiet. Her presence was both comforting and mysterious, a silent promise that, whatever came next, he would not face it alone. And as Ethan drifted into sleep, thoughts of invisible observers, mysterious energy surges, and the faint shimmer of Lyra's eyes filled his dreams, setting the stage for a discovery that would forever change his understanding of life, technology, and what it truly meant to be. Human, the soft hum of silence lingered in Ethan's home as sunlight spilled across the floor, bouncing off the smooth surfaces of his furniture. He slowly opened his eyes, the memory of fainting still hazy. Lyra was seated nearby, her multicolored skin shimmering faintly in the morning light, eyes observing him with quiet intensity. Ethan rubbed his forehead, trying to collect his thoughts. Lyra, I need answers, he said, his voice steady now but carrying the weight of urgent curiosity. What exactly happened last night? That surge, why did it happen? And why was it only my home affected? Lyra tilted her head and a subtle hum resonated from her body, a sound Ethan had learned signified thought or calculation. The surge originated from a device within your home. It is not of ordinary human design. Its activation was unintentional, yet significant. Ethan's brows furrowed. Device? What device? I don't remember installing anything new. You did not, Lyra said. It was created by you, though without your full awareness of its capabilities. Humans often construct devices that function beyond their initial understanding. This device is one such example. Ethan's heart skipped a beat, Me, I built something that triggered all of this. Lyra nodded, her many eyes blinking in unison. Yes. It operates on principles that exceed current human understanding, principles not anticipated by other civilizations observing your species. That is why your fainting was a matter of concern. Ethan tried to make sense of her words. Other civilizations. His voice was barely above a whisper. You mean aliens? Yes, Lyra confirmed. We have been observing humanity for centuries. Your species is capable of ingenuity and innovation at a rate that is unexpected. The device you created emitted a signal that could reach far beyond your planet, far beyond human awareness. Such signals are usually monitored carefully by other entities, but this one was unplanned. Ethan leaned back, processing this information. He had always thought his work was small, contained, ordinary. And yet here he was, apparently holding in his hands something that even advanced alien observers found remarkable. Lyra, why didn't you just tell me this before? Why let me collapse? She paused. Humans often underestimate the stress that sudden revelations can cause. Immediate disclosure without preparation can be harmful. My role is to protect your physical well-being as well as your capacity to process complex truths. You needed time to recover before comprehending the scope of this situation. Ethan exhaled, shaking his head in disbelief. So, let me get this straight. I accidentally built a device that humans don't fully understand, and some alien species are watching us because of it. That is correct, Lyra said, her tone calm yet firm. Your device is remarkable because it demonstrates a level of creativity, problem-solving, and insight that most species would take centuries to achieve. Its function is simple for you to use, but its design is complex beyond what other civilizations expected humanity to reach. Ethan's mind raced. But why me? Why did it have to be me? Lyra moved closer, her posture gentle but unwavering. You embody qualities that are rare among humans: curiosity, persistence, intuition, and the willingness to explore without immediate instruction. These qualities made you capable of constructing a device that would reach a level of functionality unexpected by observers. Ethan shook his head, a nervous laugh escaping. I always thought I was just average, ordinary, and now I find out I've somehow impressed aliens. Lyra's eyes shimmered with a faint glow. Not impressed, observed, evaluated. Humans are not creatures to be judged lightly. Your species has survived, adapted, and innovated against immense odds. The device is merely one demonstration of capabilities that are rarely seen elsewhere in the galaxy. Ethan tried to calm himself. Okay, but what does it actually do? Lyra's eyes narrowed slightly, indicating that she was carefully considering how much to reveal. The device you created is a beacon, not in the sense of a communication tool for your world, but a signal that can reach intelligent life across interstellar distances. It translates human ingenuity and creative reasoning into a format that can be interpreted by other species. Ethan's jaw dropped. A beacon? You mean it could announce humanity's existence? Yes, Lyra said, but it does more than that. It communicates the potential of your species. Not just that humans exist, but that humans can solve complex problems, innovate beyond expectation, and act with both reasoning and morality. The beacon does not merely transmit information, it conveys the essence of your species' potential. Ethan's mind spun with the implications. Wait, so some alien civilization could find out about us because of something I built? Potentially, Lyra said softly. Which is why your survival was critical. Your understanding of the device is necessary to prevent misuse, misunderstanding, or misinterpretation by other observers. Ethan felt the weight of responsibility pressing on him. He had never thought his work could have consequences beyond his own life, yet here he was, suddenly a key figure in a cosmic event he hadn't even known he was part of. I don't know if I'm ready for this, Ethan admitted, his voice quiet. Lyra tilted her head. Readiness is a matter of preparation. You are more capable than you believe. My role is to ensure that you are supported while you navigate this situation. You are not alone. Ethan looked at her, trying to measure the sincerity in her expression. Even with her alien form, her words carried a sense of genuine commitment. So, what happens now? Lyra's many eyes blinked slowly. We must analyze the beacon, understand its full capabilities and potential consequences. Then we determine the best course of action to ensure your species' safety while respecting the intelligence of those who may receive the signal. Ethan swallowed, taking a deep breath. And the energy surge, that was just the beacon activating. Yes, Lyra confirmed. The surge was a minor feedback caused by the device translating your intentions into interstellar communication. It was a natural consequence of its operation. It is not dangerous, but it requires careful monitoring. Ethan nodded slowly. His mind raced with questions, but he realized that rushing them would not help. Lyra's calm presence reminded him that patience was key. He looked around his silent home. So, all of this, it's been happening without me even knowing. How many humans have devices like this? Lyra's tone was deliberate. Few. Most humans do not achieve this level of innovation without guidance or observation. Your ability to construct the beacon independently is rare. Ethan shook his head, a mixture of awe and disbelief. I don't feel special. You underestimate your species and yourself, Lyra said. Humanity has qualities that allow for remarkable achievements in ways many species cannot predict. You are a representative of that potential. Ethan tried to process her words. It was overwhelming. For years, he had considered himself just another engineer, solving small problems, tinkering in his own space. Now, he was part of something much larger, something that could reach the stars. Lyra observed him carefully. The next step is understanding fully how your device works and what its activation could signify. I will guide you. Together, we can ensure that its purpose is understood and used responsibly. Ethan nodded, feeling a sense of determination rising within him. Okay, let's do it. I want to understand this. I want to make sure it's safe. Lyra's many eyes blinked with what seemed like approval. Good. Then we begin. First, we examine the signal. We trace its reach, its encoding, and its potential interpretation by other species. You will learn not just how it works, but why it is significant. Ethan leaned forward, his exhaustion forgotten as curiosity and determination surged. For the first time, he felt the thrill of discovery not just in his laboratory work, but in the realization that his actions could influence the course of humanity's future. Hours passed as they worked together. Lyra guided Ethan through complex analysis, translating advanced alien concepts into forms he could comprehend. As they delved deeper into the beacon's structure, Ethan began to see patterns and methods that were uniquely human, yet astonishingly advanced. "This is incredible," Ethan whispered. "I never imagined something I built could do all this." Lyra's voice was calm. "It is a testament to human potential. You are not only capable of creation, but of innovation that transcends expectation. That is why intervention was necessary, to ensure that your talents are preserved and that the device is understood properly." Ethan's excitement grew. Each discovery was a revelation, not just about the device, but about humanity itself. It was as if the beacon were a mirror, reflecting the ingenuity and resilience that defined his species. And as evening approached, Ethan realized that nothing in his life would ever be the same. The faint shimmer of Lyra's skin in the fading light seemed to echo the knowledge he had gained. Humanity was capable of remarkable feats, and he, like so many others, was now part of a story far larger than he could have imagined. The night settled over Ethan's home, casting long shadows across the quiet room. His mind buzzed with the knowledge Lyra had shared. He had always considered his inventions small, helpful perhaps, but ordinary. Now, he faced the realization that he had created something extraordinary, a device whose significance stretched far beyond Earth. Lyra hovered near the beacon, her many eyes reflecting the dim light as she monitored its signals. "Ethan," she said, "your understanding of the device is growing, but there is more to learn. You must comprehend not only its function but its implications." Ethan nodded, still absorbing the weight of her words. "Implications, you mean for humanity?" "Yes," Lyra replied, "and for those beyond your world who may interpret the signal." Ethan leaned closer to the device, tracing the complex circuits with his fingers, careful not to touch any active component. The beacon pulsed gently, as if alive, translating his curiosity into faint waves of energy. I never meant for this to reach anyone," he said quietly. "It was just an experiment, a project, something I wanted to understand myself." Lyra tilted her head, her expression unreadable but calm. "Intentions do not reduce impact. Humans often underestimate the significance of their creations. You must understand that potential is measured not by intention alone but by consequence." Ethan exhaled slowly. "So, what you're saying is, even if I didn't intend it, it still matters. It still has power." "Yes," Lyra confirmed. "And that power can be interpreted by others, species capable of advanced reasoning, monitoring, and response. Your work is a testament to human ingenuity, a demonstration that your species can exceed expectations in ways previously deemed impossible." Ethan's fingers trembled slightly as he touched the beacon's interface. He had spent countless hours building, testing, and refining it. He thought he understood its circuits, its programming, its purpose. But now he realized the scope of what he had accomplished was larger than he had ever imagined. Lyra observed him silently for a moment. "Humans often create tools they do not fully understand, but your creation is different. It embodies principles that demonstrate reasoning, adaptation, and foresight beyond normal human expectation. It is not just a device, it is an achievement." Ethan swallowed hard. "Achievement, you mean like proof that humans are capable of more than we think?" "Yes," Lyra said. "Your species is remarkable in its ability to innovate, to solve problems creatively, and to adapt to unforeseen circumstances. You have demonstrated this through the beacon. Other species observing your civilization may have expected only incremental progress. Your work surpasses those expectations." Ethan felt a mixture of pride and disbelief. I never imagined my little experiments could be proof of anything. I just wanted to understand how it worked, how energy and communication could interact in a new way." Lyra's voice softened slightly. "Understanding is the foundation of progress, but when understanding leads to creation, it demonstrates potential. You have not only comprehended complex principles, you have applied them in a way that reveals human capability." Ethan's mind wandered. He thought of his colleagues at the colony, his friends and family who often struggled to see beyond immediate problems. Here he was, a single individual, showing that humans could reach heights even alien civilizations had not anticipated. Lyra stepped closer, the shimmer of her skin reflecting the soft glow of the beacon. "It is important you recognize this, Ethan. Your achievement is not isolated. It represents the latent capability of all humans. You are one among many, but your actions illustrate what humans can accomplish when curiosity, ingenuity, and perseverance are applied together." Ethan shook his head, half in wonder, half in disbelief. I never thought about humans that way. I mean, we survive, we adapt, but I didn't think we were exceptional, not like this." "You are exceptional," Lyra said firmly, "and it is through your achievements that other species may come to recognize your potential. This is why the beacon is important. It is more than a signal, it is a testament. It communicates the essence of humanity's ingenuity and determination." Ethan stared at the device, a faint smile forming on his lips. He realized the truth in Lyra's words. So, you're saying that even though I built it for myself, it can show the universe what humans are capable of? Yes, Lyra confirmed. And that is why careful observation and guidance are necessary. Misinterpretation could be dangerous, but understanding can lead to cooperation, recognition, and respect. Ethan leaned back, letting the words sink in. He felt a new sense of responsibility, but also a sense of possibility. For the first time, he understood that humans were not just inhabitants of a small planet. They were capable of reaching beyond, of contributing to a larger cosmic story. Lyra, he said slowly, do you, do you really think humanity can live up to this? That we can reach the potential you're describing? Lyra's eyes glimmered with a faint glow. I do. Humans have proven resilience, creativity, and adaptability time and again. You have survived natural disasters, evolved technologies, and overcome challenges that seemed impossible. The beacon is one example, but it is also a symbol of what humans can achieve collectively. Ethan's gaze returned to the beacon. I, I want to make sure we do this right. That we understand everything and protect it if we have to. Lyra nodded. That is wise. Knowledge without responsibility can be dangerous, but guided by reason, understanding, and care, your species has the potential to achieve greatness. For hours, Ethan and Lyra worked together, tracing the signal, examining the code, and understanding the layers of complexity embedded within the beacon. Each discovery brought a new revelation, a deeper appreciation for the ingenuity of human thought. You see, Lyra explained, the device's architecture mirrors human cognitive patterns. It is both logical and adaptable, capable of interpreting multiple outcomes. This demonstrates an innate understanding of complexity, a trait rarely observed outside advanced species. Ethan leaned closer, fascinated. So, the beacon isn't just a tool, it's a reflection of how humans think. Exactly, Lyra said. It is an external manifestation of your species, problem-solving abilities, creativity, and adaptability. It represents not only functionality, but the potential for progress. Ethan felt a surge of pride. For the first time, he truly understood the magnitude of human capability and how one individual could, in some way, reflect the brilliance of an entire species. Lyra's tone softened. It is important to remember, Ethan, that this achievement is not yours alone. Humanity collectively has the capacity for such creations. Your work demonstrates what can be accomplished when intelligence, curiosity, and perseverance are applied without fear of failure. Ethan nodded slowly. I think I understand now. The beacon, it's proof. Proof that humans can do more than we realize. Yes, Lyra said. And understanding this is the first step. The next step is ensuring that this potential is recognized responsibly by humans and, if necessary, by others who observe your species. The consequences are far-reaching, but so are the possibilities. As the night deepened, Ethan realized he was no longer just an engineer working on small problems. He was a participant in something larger, a witness to humanity's hidden achievement, and a guardian of a device that could change the way the universe perceived his species. Lyra remained nearby, silent but vigilant, her presence a reminder that he was not alone in this journey. Together, they would explore the beacon, understand its capabilities, and ensure that humanity's potential was revealed responsibly and safely. Ethan's thoughts drifted to the future. What other innovations humans could achieve, what other mysteries they could uncover, and how their ingenuity might one day reach the stars. For the first time, he felt the weight of responsibility paired with the exhilaration of possibility. Humanity's hidden achievement was no longer hidden, and he, alongside Lyra, would be there to guide it toward its rightful place among the stars. As the first light of dawn began to touch the horizon, Ethan gazed at the beacon, a renewed sense of purpose filling him. The universe was vast, the challenges immense, but humans, he now understood were capable of extraordinary things. And this was only the beginning. The soft glow of Ethan's home faded as he and Lyra prepared for a journey far beyond the familiar. The beacon had revealed its full significance, and with it came responsibilities neither of them could ignore. Lyra had explained that the signal could attract the attention of advanced alien civilizations, some observers friendly, others cautious, and a few who might act without full understanding. "Are we ready for this?" Ethan asked quietly, his voice trembling slightly. "I mean, we've studied the beacon, understood its purpose, but now we actually have to face them." Lyra's multicolored eyes blinked slowly. Readiness is measured not by certainty, but by willingness to act wisely and responsibly. You are prepared because you understand the principles. You are willing because you value human potential. Ethan nodded, though uncertainty still gnawed at him. The thought of standing before beings far more advanced than humans, beings who might judge, intervene, or even restrict humanity, was terrifying. Yet there was also a spark of determination. He could no longer ignore the truth. Humanity deserved a chance to prove itself. Hours later, a shimmering portal opened in the center of his living room. Lyra guided him forward. "The council awaits," she said. "They will decide the consequences of your beacon's activation. You must remain calm, present facts clearly, and convey the values of your species." Ethan swallowed hard but followed her through the portal. The world beyond the portal was vast and awe-inspiring. They arrived in a circular chamber, its walls reflecting countless stars and swirling galaxies. At the center stood the alien council, beings of various forms, some with crystalline bodies, others fluid and ethereal, all exuding intelligence and authority. Their presence radiated both power and scrutiny. "Lyra," one of the council members said, voice deep and resonant, "you have brought a human before us. Explain the necessity of this action." Lyra stepped forward. "Council members, Ethan is the creator of the beacon recently activated on his world. His understanding of the device is essential to its interpretation and management. I intervene to protect him and to ensure humanity's potential is represented accurately." The council remained silent, observing Ethan with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. He felt small in their presence, yet he forced himself to stand tall. His heartbeat pounded, but he reminded himself that he represented not just himself, but all of humanity. One of the beings, crystalline in form, spoke next. "Humanity has been observed for centuries. Your species shows resilience and ingenuity, yet history demonstrates tendencies toward conflict and unpredictability. Why should we trust your judgment in handling this beacon?" Ethan took a deep breath. "I understand your concern," he said slowly. "Humans are imperfect, yes. We make mistakes, and sometimes those mistakes are serious. But we also have creativity, cooperation, and the ability to learn from our errors. This beacon, it's not just a signal. It's proof that humans can create responsibly, think critically, and solve problems even when the stakes are high." Another council member, fluid and glowing like liquid light, chimed in. "Your confidence is noted, yet confidence alone is insufficient. How can you ensure your species will not misuse this device, that it will not bring harm, either to others or to itself?" Ethan thought carefully. "The beacon's design is complex, yes, but humans have the ability to understand, analyze, and adapt. This device requires knowledge, collaboration, and care. I have demonstrated that we can comprehend it responsibly, and I believe, if guided and observed, humanity can use this knowledge wisely." The chamber fell silent. Ethan felt the weight of their judgment pressing on him, yet he continued. "We are capable of more than you might expect. We've survived disasters, created solutions from nothing, and advanced technology faster than many species thought possible. The beacon shows what we can do, not just to survive, but to contribute meaningfully to the wider universe." A long pause followed. Then the crystalline being spoke again. Your words reflect understanding, yet they also reflect risk. Others in your species may act differently. How do you account for that variability? Ethan met their gaze steadily. Humans are variable, yes, but variability also brings innovation. We learn from our mistakes, adapt, and improve. The beacon itself was created through trial, error, and persistence. That same process allows humanity to evolve responsibly. I am willing to guide, teach, and cooperate to ensure the outcomes are positive. Lyra stepped forward, her presence reinforcing Ethan's words. Council members, Ethan embodies qualities that are essential to humanity's advancement: reasoning, resilience, and ethical consideration. His actions prove that intervention is not always necessary. Humans can achieve remarkable outcomes when trusted to do so. The chamber became quiet again. Ethan felt sweat on his brow but held his posture. For the first time, he realized that this was not just about the beacon, it was about trust. Trust between species, between civilizations, and between the potential of humanity and the judgment of others. The liquid light being finally spoke. Lyra and Human, you request that humanity be granted autonomy in handling this beacon. Yes, Lyra said firmly. They have proven capability, understanding, and responsibility. Intervention is unnecessary unless guidance is requested. Humanity is capable of progress without oversight. The crystalline being's voice resonated again. Your species has been observed carefully. While there is merit in your argument, caution is required. The beacon could attract attention from species unaware of your intentions. How do you propose to mitigate this risk? Ethan thought quickly. We can establish safeguards, communication protocols, and monitoring systems. We can learn from each step, ensure transparency, and correct errors before they escalate. The beacon's potential is valuable, but only if handled with care, and that is exactly what we intend to do. The council remained silent for what felt like an eternity. Ethan's heart pounded, but he reminded himself to stay calm. He had come here not just for himself, but for all humans. He had to demonstrate that humanity deserved trust and recognition. Finally, the crystalline being spoke. Lyra, your assessment aligns with our observations. The human exhibits understanding, responsibility, and ingenuity. We are willing to grant a provisional allowance for humanity to manage this beacon, provided oversight continues and guidance is available if necessary. Ethan exhaled, relief flooding through him. Thank you, he said quietly. I won't let you down. Lyra's eyes blinked with what seemed like satisfaction. I have no doubt of that, Ethan. You have proven that humans can rise to the occasion, and that potential is worth nurturing. The liquid light being addressed Ethan directly. Human, your species is now recognized as capable of significant achievement. This beacon is a representation of your ingenuity and potential. Treat it wisely and you may earn greater trust and cooperation with others across the stars. Ethan nodded solemnly. We will, I promise. The council's chamber shimmered as the decision was finalized. Ethan felt a weight lift from his shoulders, replaced by a mixture of responsibility, pride, and determination. Humanity had been acknowledged, not just as a species, but as a civilization capable of remarkable achievement. As he and Lyra returned through the portal to his home, Ethan's mind buzzed with thoughts. The beacon was no longer a secret experiment. It was a symbol of human potential. And now, with the Council's recognition, it had the opportunity to influence the wider universe. Lyra hovered beside him, her gaze steady. Ethan, you have demonstrated courage, intelligence, and ethical consideration. Your species has potential beyond measure. But remember, this is only the beginning. There will be challenges, opportunities, and decisions that test humanity's capacity for growth. Ethan nodded, determination hardening in his chest. I understand, Lyra. I won't let this opportunity slip. Humanity deserves a chance to show what we can do, and I'll do my part to make sure we succeed. Lyra's many eyes glimmered softly. Then we move forward together. The beacon is not just a device, it is a bridge between your species and the wider universe. And through your actions, humans may rise to their rightful place among the stars. Ethan looked around his home, once familiar and ordinary, now filled with the weight of interstellar responsibility. He realized that the challenges ahead would not be easy, but humanity had proven its potential, and with guidance, determination, and ethical consideration, he believed they could rise to meet any challenge. The night passed with quiet reflection. Ethan understood that this was more than a personal achievement. It was a collective responsibility. Humanity's potential was no longer hidden, and the beacon was a reminder that innovation, perseverance, and moral judgment could shape the course of their future. As dawn approached, Ethan felt a renewed sense of purpose. The Council's decision had set a precedent, and the responsibility now rested in human hands. But he was not alone. Lyra, once merely a caretaker, now stood as a guardian, advisor, and witness to humanity's capabilities. Together, they would navigate the challenges ahead, ensuring that the beacon remained a symbol of ingenuity, responsibility, and hope. Ethan gazed at the rising sun, understanding that this was only the beginning of humanity's journey. The universe was vast, full of mysteries, challenges, and opportunities, and he, alongside his species, was ready to embrace them. Ethan woke to the gentle hum of the beacon, now calm and stable. The sun poured through the windows of his home, casting a golden glow on the familiar surroundings. Yet nothing felt ordinary anymore. The Council's decision, the recognition of humanity's potential, and the responsibility entrusted to him pressed on his mind. He was no longer just an engineer. He was a representative of an entire species. Lyra stood nearby, her many eyes scanning the room with quiet vigilance. Her presence, once solely that of a caretaker, now felt like a partner in the unfolding journey. "Ethan," she said softly, her voice melodic yet precise, "the Council has given humanity a chance, but this is only the beginning. We must ensure that your species fulfills the trust placed upon it." Ethan sat up, the weight of the moment settling over him. "I understand, Lyra. But where do we start? The Council expects us to manage the beacon responsibly, but there's more to it than just understanding it. We have to show humanity can act wisely." Lyra nodded. "Correct. Knowledge alone is insufficient. Action, collaboration, and ethical consideration are essential. Humanity must demonstrate not only capability, but integrity." Ethan stood, his mind racing with ideas. The beacon's signal was a representation of human ingenuity, but it was also a tool to foster understanding, cooperation, and progress. He realized that this device, once a simple experiment, had become a bridge between Earth and the wider universe. He looked at Lyra. "We need to teach humans what we've learned. The beacon is more than a signal, it's proof that we can innovate responsibly. But we need a system, guidelines, oversight, something that ensures we don't make mistakes that could harm ourselves or others." Lyra's eyes shimmered. "Precisely. Humans require structure and support. I will assist in developing protocols, training observers, and establishing safeguards. Together, we can ensure that the beacon serves as a positive influence for your species and beyond." Ethan felt a surge of determination. For centuries, humanity had struggled with fear of the unknown, with conflicts and mistakes. Now, for the first time, they had a chance to show the universe what they were truly capable of, not just survival, but meaningful contribution. The next weeks passed in a blur of activity. Ethan and Lyra worked tirelessly, setting up monitoring stations, creating educational programs, and training a select group of humans in understanding the beacon. Scientists, engineers, and scholars were invited to participate, each learning the principles behind the device and its interstellar significance. Ethan marveled at the dedication and intelligence of his species. Humans, he realized, were not just capable of creating, they were capable of learning, adapting and cooperating on an unprecedented scale. The beacon became a tool for unity, sparking collaboration among people who had never worked together before. One evening, as the sun set over the colony, Lyra spoke to him. "Ethan, your species is responding well. Their curiosity, determination, and ethical consideration are evident. The beacon has become more than a device. It is a reflection of humanity's potential." Ethan smiled faintly, exhaustion in his eyes but pride in his heart. "I never imagined it could be like this. I thought it was just a project, a personal experiment. And now, it's changing the way humans see themselves, and maybe the way others see us too." Lyra nodded. "Precisely. Potential recognized must be nurtured, not squandered. Humanity is rising to the occasion, and I am confident they will continue to grow responsibly." Months passed. The beacon's signal remained active, monitored carefully by the team Ethan had helped assemble. Interstellar observers occasionally responded, not with intervention, but with messages of curiosity, cooperation, and encouragement. Humanity's efforts to communicate responsibly were recognized, and a cautious but respectful dialogue began with advanced civilizations. Ethan observed the developments with awe. The world had changed, yet the change was subtle. People continued their daily lives, but a new sense of purpose had emerged. Scientists worked with renewed enthusiasm, engineers collaborated across continents, and educators instilled the values of responsibility and curiosity in the next generation. The beacon had become a symbol, not just of technological achievement, but of human potential realized. One night, Ethan and Lyra sat together on a quiet balcony overlooking the colony. Stars sparkled in the sky, a reminder of the vast universe waiting to be explored. "Lyra," Ethan said softly, "do you think humanity can really live up to this, to everything the Council expects?" Lyra's eyes shimmered in the starlight. "They already have, Ethan. The path is long and challenges remain, but humans have shown resilience, ingenuity, and ethical consideration. Their potential is vast, and they are beginning to reach it." Ethan smiled, a sense of hope filling him. I think we can do it. Not just survive, but thrive. Not just be noticed, but respected. Humanity, we can really rise to the occasion." Lyra's form shimmered gently. "Indeed, and you, Ethan, have played a crucial role. Your courage, understanding, and guidance have proven that humans are capable of remarkable achievement. You have helped your species take the first steps toward recognition among the stars." Ethan felt a mixture of pride and humility. He had started with a simple project, a device born from curiosity and experimentation. Now, it had become a bridge to the wider universe, a testament to human potential. In the following months, humanity's place among the stars began to take shape. Observation teams expanded, collaboration with alien civilizations increased, and new discoveries followed. Yet the most important change was within humanity itself, a renewed sense of purpose, confidence, and unity. Ethan continued to work with Lyra, ensuring the beacon was used responsibly, and that the knowledge it represented was shared wisely. Together, they navigated challenges, addressed questions from other civilizations, and helped humanity understand that their achievements were not just for survival, but for meaningful contribution. One evening, as Ethan reviewed the latest data from the beacon, he felt a sense of calm and accomplishment. Lyra hovered nearby, her eyes reflecting the soft light of the monitors. "You've done well, Ethan," she said. "Humanity has embraced responsibility and potential. They are beginning to understand what it means to rise beyond their world." Ethan smiled, looking out at the stars. "We've come a long way, Lyra, and this is just the beginning. Humans are capable of so much more, and now we have the chance to prove it. Not just to the universe, but to ourselves." Lyra's eyes blinked slowly, a gesture of approval. "Indeed, and with guidance, collaboration, and ethical consideration, humanity will continue to grow, explore, and achieve." The beacon is a symbol of what is possible when curiosity, ingenuity, and responsibility combine. Ethan felt a renewed sense of determination. The journey ahead would be long, filled with challenges and opportunities, but humanity was ready. He thought of the council, of Lyra, and of the generations of humans who would build, explore, and innovate. The stars are waiting, Ethan said softly, and humanity is ready to reach them. Lyra's form shimmered gently, as if affirming his words. Then let the journey continue. Humanity has earned its place among the stars, and now it is time to step forward with courage, wisdom, and unity. Ethan gazed at the beacon, its gentle pulse reflecting the possibilities it represented. He realized that this device, once a simple project, had become a symbol of human ingenuity, resilience, and potential. Humanity had not only survived, they had proven they could rise, achieve, and inspire. And as the first light of dawn touched the colony, Ethan knew that this was only the beginning. The universe was vast, full of mysteries, challenges, and opportunities. Humanity had been recognized, not just as a species, but as a civilization capable of remarkable achievement. With Lyra by his side, Ethan felt ready for whatever the future held. Together, they would guide humanity, ensuring that the beacon remained a symbol of hope, intelligence, and responsibility. And as he looked up at the stars, he knew that the story of humanity's rise was just beginning, a story of courage, curiosity, and the limitless potential of a species that had finally earned its place among the stars.